The real estate market right now is straight up garbage. A lot of sellers are just flaking. If you are frustrated about the market, just know that you are not alone. I'm feeling your frustration. I actually started looking around April after I finished filing taxes, got the pre-approval and everything, thinking I'm about to get myself a deal, being able to buy another home under an FHA. It will be my second home under an FHA. It would now be my primary residence and making my current residence a complete like secondary home for investment purposes. You can like look at it that way, right? Because I'm no longer occupying as my primary residence, but it is a frustrating market. First of all, let's take a look to so that you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Currently, mortgage rates they're under 7%. They're 6.75 right now, as we can see the number here, right? But let's look at one particular area. So where I've been looking actually has been in Atlantic City. Right, I'm not looking for any single family, so we're going to go to our filters and take out all these homes that are over there, and we're only going to leave multifamily. So there are 35 listings right now on the market, right? And I'm going to sort this by low to high. Let's just do that. I'm skipping all duplexes because the numbers on them do not make sense at all. This one in particular, let's start with that one because I did meet with the seller. The seller is a pretty nice guy. Seen him from another property, actually, not for this, but I found out he's the one that owned this. But the agent straight up, it's like lack of communication. He doesn't want to provide any insights, any info, and they're talking about they won't make FHA work. And let me tell you again, that's illegal. You have the right to report this. Actually, if someone's telling you a home that qualifies with the structure as an FHA should be allowed to get an FHA loan, right? You cannot discriminate. Of course, the seller may not want to empty out the space because they want to provide it to you fully occupied. That could be understood, and that was the excuse that he used for this. But let's take a look at this to see exactly what I'm talking about. So this has been on the market for 123 days, 39 saves. So the traction is not strong, but it still has some good potential, right? $280,000 is the price, and it does have parking in the back. I did drive around there and such. I didn't get to see inside of the units, just kind of drove around it. It's not showing the tax records, but we can look it up online and I'll show you exactly where you can do that. So actually, let's do that first. Let's find the tax records, and I think I have a tab here open for that. So let's do a new search. Let's take a look at address on this. It's 321 Atlantic Avenue. So let's just pop that in, 321. It is this one right here. It's owned by Tin and Goyen, right? So it says. Anyway, taxes is what we're looking for. In the tax record, it's showing up as 3,500, which is cool. All right, so we know it's at 3,500. Whenever you're calculating these, always put the worst case numbers as possible because you don't want no surprises. You want to make sure this really fits into your budget at those worst case price. So FHA loan, considering a 6% concession. So let's say we offer at 280, 6% of that is close to like 18,000. So let's say 20,000 just to be safe. So let's put 300,000. Down payment is 3.5%. Interest rates is at 6.75, but we're gonna put 8. No surprises. Mortgage insurance auto calculate property taxes we seen was at 3,000. So I'm gonna put 1.5%, which brings it to about 4,500. Because sometimes your property taxes do increase because you purchased the property at a higher price than it was last assessed. Depending on the county, they may use that number or they may not. Homeowners insurance, because this is close to a flood zone, I'm gonna put 3,500 just in case, right? No surprises. So monthly cost is around $3,027. We're gonna up that number to $3,100, right? So this would cost us $3,100 if we wanted to do this. What does this property consist of? Let's see the structure. How many units does it have? I believe it was 4. He's saying right here the second and third floor each have 1 bedroom. Okay, so that's good. We got a commercial space, 1 studio. So it's commercial, 1 studio, and 2 1-bedrooms apartments. I already know the math around this area, so I'm gonna compute it for you, so that way you don't have to really worry about that. So the studio is where we would have to live because as required by FHA, right? But 1-bedrooms go for like $1,250, so we'll do $1,250 plus the other 1-bedroom, which is $1,250, and then the commercial space can probably go for $1,000. Right, considering it's at a normal size. So you're at 3,500. So right there, automatically, this is a great deal because even if I'm occupying 1 unit, my income is at 3,500, and then my cost is only 3,000. Right? I think we put it was 3,100. Right? So you're at a $400 profit right there if you can do this. This isn't including the seller concession and everything else. So this is a great deal. However, this realtor right here, very unresponsive and such. So for me, being having the experience that I have, it's not feeling any type of petty or any type of wrong against the person, but because I know this realtor, any listing they have, they're gonna have the same attitude. They might waste my time. I don't want to spend the time trying to look for their listings as well. And this is no hard feelings. It's just if you're becoming unresponsive, not willing to communicate, and giving a hard time, where my agent is trying to reach out to you, ask you breakdowns of stuff, trying to get information from you, and you're trying to withhold it or play games, there's no need for that, right? Let's do a business transactions and keep it mutual. And I'm sharing this with you, so if you come across the same situation, you got to make a decision whether you want to keep trying to pursue this, or if you feel like this is a waste of time, just move on. There's going to be other opportunities. I tell you this, first purchase that I did, I literally spent 2 hours speaking to the seller. The agent, they weren't willing to budge a bit, but they were very transparent about the details of the property and such, what they were willing to negotiate. And let me tell you, the seller himself, he was willing to negotiate. And that's the type of business transactions I like. I can come up more money if you need me to, right? But let's work out a deal, right? If I'm asking you to do more because you know this is going to cost more, yeah, sure, we could negotiate on that terms as well. This property itself has cushion because of the fact that the cost for you to break even would be at $3,500, and you'll be cash flowing, living in one space for free if you were to acquire this, right, on the FHA loan. So that's that. Another one I've been looking at, which actually just popped up, so now I'm gonna sort this from newest actually. Let's look at this. Is a 4-unit. 3 apartments have 2 bedrooms, and 1 apartment has 3 bedrooms. All right. So let's do a quick math on this to see, does this make sense? We already see it's been on the market for 11 days and only has 10 saves. So it doesn't have too much traction, right? People aren't really feeding for this, right? They're not really fighting for this because I think it's at a high price point, but we're going to see exactly why. Closing costs, 6%, $36,000, right? So let's put $635,000 just for the sake of it. Down payment is 3.5%. Interest rate, we're going to put 8%. No surprises. Mortgage interest calculated. Property taxes, does it show it? Yes, it's showing at $6,600. So we are going to do something close to that. So I'll put 125. Cool. All right. Homeowners insurance, since this is a bigger unit, I'm going to put 4,000. Right. Oh, this is one thing I forgot about the other property. This is more like the maintenance fee, right? But I usually put in HOA fees. Right, so let's say our monthly cost is about 4 units. I would say it's about $500 a month, right, on average. So you're looking at $6,500 in monthly cost. So let's factor that number in. Let's do some calculations. So he has 3 2-bedrooms. So that is, in that area, I believe that's 1,500 times 3, 4,500. Right, so you're at a 6,500 cost, and you're only bringing 4,500. Doesn't make sense already, right? Because you got to live in the smallest unit. Actually, let's account for that. So let's say you, instead of living in the 3-bedroom, you live in the 2-bedroom, right? I always say try to live in a unit that's not making as much. So 3-bedroom goes for 1,800 plus 1,500 for the 2 plus 1,500 for the other 2, 4,800. Not big of a difference, right? Because you gotta live in a 2. So this one I would pass, right? It just, to me, doesn't make any sense. But actually, I did not notice they said the seller can assume his mortgage of 3% interest rate to the new buyer. Now I'm actually gonna look into this one. I did not see this listed on there because that kind of changes things a bit if you can assume someone's mortgage and give the difference. But I don't know how that works because I know with FHA it doesn't quite work the same way. But let me do some quick calculation real quick on that. So interest rates, they say 3%, but let's say 4%. Now, what's our cost? $5,000. And what were we bringing? 4,800. Okay. See, now we're talking, right? You see that it's $100 off. The biggest thing about this is the interest rates that's killing a lot of these deals, the increase in interest rates. And this is a scenario which I really want you to think about because it changes the whole playing field, right? I'm using 4% as interest rate, but he's put in the details. You can't assume it at 3%. Worst case number, he said right here, 3%. That's crazy. Actually, I've seen this. I came across this before, but I did not read the description. So now I know. All right. It's a good thing I'm coming to you live. So now you're seeing how I think about these things when I'm making transactions. Okay, this one just popped up recently. I'm very interested in this. It looks nice. A lot of photos. It looks pretty well kept as well. But I believe it's occupied entirely. I don't know the structure, but I believe the agent that told me about this property gave me the breakdown of how much things would be. Not considering this is at market rent. Let's just take that factor in. So price is $549, right? And let's find what the taxes are. So this is 4114, 4116. So it might come up as not combined together. So we might have to potentially put in just one of the addresses. So let's put 4116 Ventnor Avenue. Okay, it is coming up. Okay, so it is that property. Property taxes, 11,000. Yeah, that's all we needed. So let's do a quick map. And the structure, I believe the agent told me, is a 2-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a studio. So they're all 2 bedrooms and a studio, which kind of kills some stuff on top of like income potential. We will do 6% of 500 is like 30,000. So let's do 580,000. Concession interest rate is we'll put 8%. Worse. Oh, down payment is 3.5. Sorry. Interest rate is at 8%. Mortgage insurance calculated property taxes. We saw it was at 11,000. We'll put 2.25. So we're prepared in case it goes up. Insurance, we'll put at 4,000 since this is a 4-unit. And then HOA fees is more like your maintenance 4-unit. We'll put 500. So we are at 60, about the same as the other one, right? 6,500. Let's see if this makes sense. So we are going to do a 2-bedroom. So that's 1,500 times 3, 4,500. And we would stay in the studio. So this also does not make sense. This is way off, right? But if we were talking like 4% interest rates, right, from 8%, right, 6,500 to 4%, 5,000, big difference, $1,500 difference, huge, very huge. It would definitely make more sense if it was like closer to that realm. So now I'm looking at it. I think that other property seems to make a lot more, much more sense unless I'm able to get like a much higher rental for these units. But this is also going around in so many places. My friend who's looking in Daytona, Florida, right? Make sure this is on multi-families. We don't need no singles. That's no good. We don't want just liabilities. We need some assets as well, right? We don't need duplexes. We need like 3, 4 plus units. But let's try to get the 4 units if we can find. Why is it not showing me nothing? It looks like they ate up all the good homes. This is crazy. Am I doing this right? Wow. No, let me reset my filters. This is not, I don't know if this is right. So let me do multifamily. It only showed 10 homes. 11? Wait, that is right. Wow. There was a lot much more homes on the market I've seen. All right, so this one might be more realistic. Let's see if this is a quadplex. It's in cash flow, 2007-8, 4-point inspections. It's not giving me the details, so we can probably look on Redfin because sometimes it gives you that breakdown. All right, here we go. Bellevue Avenue. And then this is in Daytona Beach, Florida. All right, let's see if it breaks it down. 4-plex, as I thought. All right, so this also gives us the taxes, which is great. All right, so taxes at 5,400. Let me see if this gives you the taxes as well. It does. All right, so let's do the breakdown. 467, 6% concession. Say it's about 25,000. So we're at 490. Let's say 490. Down payment is 3.5. Interest rate is at 8%. Property taxes is at 1%. Let's say, yep. No, it was a little bit more than that because it was at around 5,000. And then homeowners insurance, I do know you require flood in this place, so I'm gonna go with 4,000 as well, just like in Atlantic City. And your monthly cost 4 units, $500. So we're at 5,200. How much is this area generating? I do not know. So let's do a deep dive and figure it out. They are providing current rent, which is at 4,000. So let's say, let me see how big is each unit. Okay, one bedroom, 1 bedroom, 1 bedroom. So they're all 1-bedroom units, and they're all rented for 4,000. This may not make sense because you have to live in one, so you're therefore collecting just 3,000, and the other 2,200 is your own responsibility, right? That you got to come up with. But let's see if they were delivering it vacant for us, how much would it be, right? So let's do a reset all. Instead of for sale, we go for rent. We do exactly 1, and let's see. So 1,200 is what you can charge, and let's look at the top end. Let's do a quick sort by low to high. So it goes from 975 all the way to 1,350. So let's shoot for the middle. I always go for the middle. So let's say 1,200 times 3. So that's 36, right? But you still way under from where you need to be. This is the cost that you need to be close to. Like if it was 5,000, I'll say good deal still, but it's not. And my friend who's looking in the area too, he came across a lot of stuff, did inspections on right? Where something like this, if this is a 4 unit because it's at $100,000 lesser price, it'll be good. But sometimes these places, from what he's telling me, is that there's a lot of termites. Inspections are not good. It's in a bad condition. Like, look at this. This is a piece of junk, right? It's all beat up. Nobody can live there. You got to come in there and do work. And in all honesty, I don't think I'm trying to do work right now. Neither is he, because I did quite a bit of renovations on the property I first acquired right now, and I'm not trying to do that at this moment. Right now, it's really more investment mode, building, so that way we can grow for tomorrow. So that's pretty much what's going on in the market right now. I just think a lot of sellers were either slumlords, lazy, don't want to do nothing, and don't really have a true business mindset, because business is all about negotiating, meeting me halfway, uncompromising, right? And some of these agents are just straight up trash. Like, they just have the lack of communication, professionalism. Like, come on, let's do business, let's communicate and make things happen. So it's causing a bit of frustration in that sense. But let me tell you, there's gonna be a day where there's gonna be a lot much more sellers available than buyers, and then they're gonna come running and wishing that you just accept them for what they are, and they are gonna have to work a lot harder in order for them to sell a home. Interest rates right now are paused in the United States. I always see that whenever interest rates are paused, stocks go up a little bit, and of course banks have a little bit more flexibility in terms of working out deals with some clients trying to close a mortgage. It gives them a little bit of time to breathe, and that's what's happening right now because of that pause in interest rates. So some good positive things in the market. They do say around the summertime things get a little bit right? Spring is probably where you find some deals, and as well as fall, but summertime there's usually a flat thing that's going on when it comes to like trying to acquire a new purchase. And it's what I've seen. Like, literally, if I had gotten my pre-approval a month before in March, I think I would have gotten something, like closed in on something already, because there were very much better opportunities that I saw inside of Atlantic City before I started looking then. So I hope you find this insightful and find some encouragement. Just know that you're not alone. If you're dealing with the frustrations, either getting outbid, or you see all these slumlords that you got to deal with, all these cash buyers on the table right now, just like taking up everything, just know that you're not alone. There's going to be a day. Just be patient. Continue to build, invest. Right now, I'm being very strategic in terms of I'm only trying to acquire an acquisition under the lowest down payment that I can. And since I do qualify for getting another FHA, I just got to make it my primary residence and move to one of the units. I can rent out the space that I'm at now, therefore cash flowing here completely against mortgage costs, because where I'm currently at, rents have increased tremendously because of increase in property taxes and costs, as well as the adjustments that's going on around us as well. Inflation just beating things up quite a bit. So be encouraged, stay strong, don't give up. There's going to be opportunity for you. Don't stop looking. That's one thing. This reminds me of the days back in 2018 when I was looking down in Brooklyn, New York, and everything did not make sense. I was coming out of pocket of everything I found when I did these calculations that I'm showing to you now. I should not be on the negative, but when I looked inside of Jersey City at the time, it made sense. And I came around here. I didn't have to fight nobody. I mean, I pretty much was in a contract stage like a month later after looking and finding on my first sets of visits with the realtor that I was working with. So don't give up. There's going to be opportunities. It's just a cycle that keeps rent cycle and repeating itself. So I hope you found this insightful. Keep staying in tune for future contents, future updates. Like, share, subscribes. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below, or anything you'd like to share. I look forward to seeing you next time. Peace and love. Hustle, hustle.